For full episodes of the Diverse Mentality podcast, check the links in the description below. The full video version is available on the main channel, and the audio version is available on your favorite streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. Let's talk about a topic that's been very controversial, something that's been trending on Twitter for a couple of days now, and I don't know, it's a great discussion. It's something to talk about that everybody had their own perspectives on it. Obviously, we don't know the 100% details of things. We don't know people's personal lives. So I didn't really weigh in on it too much, and I'm not really going to weigh on it too much here. But I mean, it's up for discussion because it's kind of weird, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's something that you don't really expect out of someone who's basically a billionaire. So the reports out there that Dr. Dre's oldest kid is homeless and driving for DoorDash. So let's go over the article quick. Dr. Dre may be living the rich, single life, but his eldest daughter is reportedly still struggling to make ends meet. In an interview with Daily Mail, 38-year-old LaTanya Young said she works as a delivery driver for DoorDash and Uber Eats, as well as an assembler at a warehouse, but she still claims she can't afford to secure an apartment in California and has been forced to live in a rental car. Young said she asked her estranged father, who's worth about $800 million, for financial help, but hasn't received any support in 18 months. Young is Dre's daughter with 53-year-old Lisa Johnson. The couple reportedly separated when she was just 5 years old. Young added she hasn't seen her hip-hop mogul father in over 18 years and can only contact him through his team. Young has two teenage daughters and a 3-year-old son who are currently staying with friends. She said, "I've been working in a warehouse and doing Uber Eats and DoorDash. My kids are staying with friends. They're not living in the car. It's just me. I'm taking odd jobs just to make it now. I got paid $15 an hour as an assembler at a warehouse. I'm trying to keep my head above water. I've been in debt for a while. The car is a pretty penny. It's an SUV that costs $2,300 for 3 weeks, and I only paid for 1 week. Sooner or later, they're going to take the car." Young explained she moved from Nevada to California a month ago in search of higher wages. "The wage is higher in California. There is no work in Nevada. There wasn't enough jobs. I have friends and family that will let us come back and forth, but the majority of the time, I'm living out of my car." Dr. Dre did pay her rent and give her allowance in the past, but she says that ended in January 2020. She said, "I'm homeless and I've been reaching out to my dad for help." She continued, "His lawyer has said that my dad doesn't want to help me because I've spoken about him in the press. I feel like I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. I'm just trying to communicate with him and see if he wants to talk to his grandkids. My kids are old enough to know who he is. They are in shock. He doesn't want anything to do with them." So, of course, we know Dr. Dre is in a divorce battle right now where he's paying $300,000 a month to his ex-wife. So what are our thoughts on this? I think here's the thing. We don't know the details of what's going on. Right. Obviously, Dre doesn't like the fact that she's going to the press and talking about this. She is 38 years old. At a certain point, and this is the way I'm viewing it, this is my take. I don't know their personal life because we have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. My personal take is at 38 years old, if somehow you're still struggling, you need to really reevaluate your life, because at that point it's like, come on, you've been through experiences in life. You can't just rely on your father being rich to help you through life. Right. Maybe that's why Dre isn't supporting her anymore. He was supporting her all the way up until January 2020. So that means even when she was over 18, whatever the case may be, years and years probably supporting her. Maybe he felt like she's not working, she's not taking initiative on her own to do anything. And he said, why enable somebody? And that's usually what happens when you support your child for a long time. You're enabling them to just be lazy and do whatever they want to do. Now, I'm not saying she's lazy, but I'm just saying that's what it leads to. And I was reading the 50 Cent book, Hustle Hard, Hustle Smarter, the last chapter, and 50 was talking about that, how his, not ex-wife, but his baby mama, the first one, with the child that's like 19, 20, whatever, he kept trying to build them a business. Like, hey, she was interested in at one point doing retail, selling houses, whatever, commercial retail, whatever, selling homes and stuff. He was like, yeah, it's dope. Here, I'll fund you. I'll let you take the classes. She took them and then just stopped, quit. She didn't care. Had no motivation. And 50's like, what the fuck? Like, you need to be doing something. You can't just rely on me. And then same with his son. He said when he tried to give his son really liked sneakers, and he ended up driving past a shop in New York that was closing with a bunch of sneakers. And he was like, the guy, he asked the guy, why are you closing down? And he said, just not enough traffic, cars and people coming. So he bought all the sneakers, and the guy was happy as fuck. He took those sneakers,
gave it to his son and said, hey, open up a sneaker online shop where you can sell them. This is back in 2011, 2012.
Wow.
Right now, there's GOAT, the app GOAT, and those other apps that sell sneakers. He was like, he could have been one of those early on because he has access to Fit 50, can buy any sneaker he wants and sell them.
Right.
So he never took initiative of that. And that's what happens. People get enabled and they get self-entitled. Like they feel like, you know what? He has the money. He's good, man. I'm his son, or I'm his daughter, or I'm his ex-wife. He'll forever take care of me. He's not obligated to take care of you. After 18, legally, I mean, me personally, it's my kid. I would take care of him as much as I can, especially if I was a billionaire. I can see that side of the story because it is kind of fucked up. You're essentially a billionaire and you have your daughter living homeless. So there's two ways of looking at it. What are you thinking?
No, I mean, if Dre is mad at her for going to the press and, you know, saying whatever the hell she's saying, but, dude, when they see her and they know it's Dr. Dre's daughter, like, they're going to constantly talk to her, constantly ask her questions, constantly media. So, like, I bet she's getting, like, tired of that shit probably too, you know? So, of course, she's got to, you know, say something or... But anyways, it's like you said, man, you can only help people so much, you know, to a certain extent.
Yeah, 30 years old, man.
Yeah, and you're 38. That's
I understand if she was like 23, fucking up money.
Yeah, exactly. You know. But you keep helping a person to a certain extent, and if it's just not seems to be working, then you got to just let them on their own, man. Figure their own life. And, you know, it's your family. You got to help as much as you can, period. Family, blood, that's it. But, you know, it can only go so far, man.
I've seen both sides.
God knows what the story is, but I don't know, man. That's crazy. That's prayers to her, man. I hope she figures something out.
She needs to get out of Cali, man. Cali's
that's another thing. California, man. That's a expensive lifestyle over there. You know, nothing's cheap. Here's
a tweet that blew up. She said this person randomly tweeted this and said this because it was trending on Twitter for like 2-3 days. People were arguing back and forth about who's the blame, blah blah blah. She says, what bothers me about this conversation surrounding Dr. Dre's daughter is that people are saying she's 38, she's too old for this, just get a job. As if people of any age can't fall on hard times, especially during a pandemic. Did y'all forget all of last year?
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know what the situation, how did she end up in this situation?
That's what I'm saying. It has to be poor money management. There's really no other.
There's no other. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, man. But
no, I mean,
I'm sure Dre helped a lot financially.
I mean, it says till January 2020.
And we don't know how much, but
yeah,
you know, if let's say she was getting $5,000 a month, who knows, 10,000, use that money, man, and you know,
do something with it.
And especially, he probably let her know, like, hey, I'm helping you to this date.
Yeah.
So right there, you know, hey, I have 8 months.
Yeah.
Did she say she got kids and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But they're not living. They're living with like family and friends. They're not living in the car with her.
Okay.
So they're not like having to go through that completely.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, man. You know, I know it's family. I understand that. But if you keep helping somebody and they just don't get it, they just keep being lazy. Like at a certain point, man, it's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
like,
they just got to figure out.
What do you want me to do, man?
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to push people out and let them be homeless for them so they can actually have hustle and do something, you know?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's what it takes. Even I watch Dave Ramsey a lot. And he's like, man, he hears stories of 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds still living with their parents, not doing shit. Like, and they're the ones that keep giving them money. And that's why they act up and they do. You know, I'm not saying that she's doing that. I'm just giving examples of enabling somebody. It's like an addict. You know, you can't keep taking them to rehab. That's not going to solve anything. You're just throwing money at the situation. That person actually needs to be willing to change. And if the person is lazy or just doesn't want to work, that's in them. They feel entitled. Like, hey, my dad's a billionaire. I don't have to work. Why should I have to work? That's
I mean, you know, your father is Dr. Dre. Like,
yeah.
She should have been smart enough to say, hey, let me stick by his side. Let me work with him, whatever he can give me work, you know, to do whatever. I'm pretty sure that
they also mentioned that Dre could possibly get her a job and something like that, but I don't know. I mean, Dre's been supporting her since January 2020. At that point, she was 37, 36 years old. You know.
So was he supporting her before? Or?
Yeah, just till January 2020 was the last.
37 years old.
She would have been 36, 37. I don't know when her birthday is, but around there she would have been.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah, man, to be certain to support somebody from 36 years old, you know, at that point, man, you have to. We don't know how much. We don't know what the situation.
Right.
If I was a billionaire, which is insane money, I would buy her a $200,000, $300,000 house, paid off, That's it. Nothing more.
Dude, that's more than enough.
Yeah,
like
her,
you have a place to sleep and nobody can kick you out.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
That's my take on it. If I was a billionaire, that's nothing. 200, 300,000, it's penny change.
You can find a place. I mean, California might be more, but it doesn't matter, man. It's still even 500,000.
There's nothing to Dre.
Yeah. It's
that's what I would have done. I would have gave her a house. I would have gave her a decent car, a brand new car. It's like a Toyota or something that's decent, $20,000, $30,000. You're good. Yeah. After that, all you do is work to survive. That's it. You're done.
Yeah.
And there you go. I mean,
dude,
what
what
else
could you ask for more?
Yeah, and that's
like
perfect.
if somebody came to me, hey, house, like if you became a billionaire and you just say, hey, brother, but that's a paid off house, dude, that should be to get a house is very difficult.
Yeah. We're talking about the Will Smith and Jay-Z thing about investing, trying to help people get houses because it is hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's 30 years. Usually a loan is 30 years.
Yeah.
That's 30 years. It's taken out of your, you know. But I don't know if he ever did that. He should have probably. If I was Dre, you should have done that, man, for her. That's your kid. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, apparently though, I mean, we'll see, I guess, because Dre's going through a divorce, so he's probably dealing with a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I know there's too much going on.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, yeah, like I said, billionaire, it wouldn't really affect me to get somebody out. But that's the thing, it's entitlement. People feel like 50 said, people just around you feel like, oh, because you have it and I supported you, I need to get it too. It's mine too. No, that's not how it goes.
But I mean, this is a different story, man. This is your daughter.
I mean, he's saying his baby mom and his own son. He's referring to. So that's his family too. At the end of the day, you know.
Yeah.
He tried to help his son. His son was like, "Nah, man, you're 50 Cent. You should give me all these things."
I mean, if you help him, let's say you get her house, she ends up losing that house and fucks it up with something bullshit, then that's when you know it's done with.
Yeah.
There's no more help. Like I just gave you a freaking house.
Yeah.
Like
this person's saying Dr. Dre's daughter should write a book and tell everything about Dr. Dre and get her money that way, which is basically going against Dr. Dre at that point.
And that's what I was saying, because she's probably having so many people just coming up to her, hey, tell me a story, you know, media, blah, 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 blah. And she's probably going crazy with that shit too. So she feels like she has to say something.
Yeah, but would you go against Dr. Dre at this point? Like if you were the daughter and you were homeless?
I can't speak on that because I don't know what the situation is.
No, just say it was me and I didn't give you, you were homeless and I didn't give you any money and you were like, hey, man, what the fuck? I supported you till January. Same situation. Would you go?
No, if you supported me till 37, then fuck no, man. Are you crazy?
I mean,
that would be fucked up.
Yeah.
You're just a terrible person at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. No way. Not me.
I mean, another thing she mentioned too, which is fucked up. This is the part where I really have an issue with.
What's that?
Dre hasn't even talked to his grandkids or even reached out to them in years. Like, that's your grandkids, man. You know, as a doctor, I mean, I don't know the situation, but that is kind of...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it could be, pardon my French, but he could be a dickhead.
Yeah.
Just, you know...
Yeah, to not talk to your grandkids.
It could be all Dr. Dre's fault that everything's happening.
Well, a lot of things too, man. When you're that big, that level, there's a lot of people that get in the way of you being able to.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's very complicated.
Because Michael Jackson, before he died, like the people around him were blocking his family from reaching out to Michael Jackson, period. They were blocking him completely. And that's fucked up. You know, Michael Jackson didn't even know his own dad was reaching out to him. All kinds of shit because he was at that level. When you reach that level, there's so many people that block you from, like your own family, they'll block your own family from reaching out to you.
I feel like it's very stressful, man, life. If you're in that level, like, you know.
No, if you get your shit together, man, it should be fine.
It's still, I believe it's still stressful.
It is. I mean, there's going to be people who want money. I mean, 50 even talks about it. He's like, man, I run into so many people that are like, yo, I used to support you when you're younger, man. And, you know, now you got to look out for me. Like,
no, but I mean, if somebody grew up with you, supported you, helped you, been with you, grinding, going through hell with you.
He's not saying financial. He's saying they just, yo, fuck, I fuck with the music. That's all they're saying. They weren't like helping or anything else. I mean, who gives a fuck at that point? I don't owe you a penny just because you said,
no.
I fuck with your music. Look at the dog out there. I was their dog. I was like, who the fuck's dog is that? So yeah, I mean, it's a very sticky. Let me see what other people got to say, man, because I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what's going on, man? Because, like I say, he could be just dickhead, because that's crazy, man.
This person saying any parent who feels they don't need to help their child in any way within reason because they are grown aren't good parents, and that is a hill I will die on.
There's a saying like, what a
kind of dad that would.
A parent should help their child, no matter what. You know, like you gotta help them, but Yeah, I guess it just depends, man. How much you've been helped. Like
Basically,
it's been helping 37 years. That's too much.
Yeah, if you look,
Yeah.
mainly men are saying she's grown. She needs to figure this shit out. He's already been helping a long time. The women are saying that's still my child. I'll still take care of. That's really what I'm seeing here.
Which they're not. They're right.
Either way is
Wrong.
right. Honestly,
Yeah,
I think
way is
either way.
right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just depends on you.
It depends on the situation.
Exactly.
That's
that
really
too,
what
yeah.
it depends on. Because there is
How you are.
there are certain points you have to stop supporting somebody if they don't get their shit together. I mean, you can't just keep giving somebody money and they keep fucking it up.
Yeah.
You know, that then they'll be like, oh, you know,
And then it starts affecting you in a way.
yeah, I mean, you
It
can't,
does.
you know,
Yeah.
you can't do that. So this guy tweeted, this whole Dr. Dre daughter thing is hilarious. This isn't someone in their early 20s figuring out adulthood, and he was still supporting her as recently as 18 months ago. She's a very grown woman who doesn't take accountability, and he's tired of it. So, yeah.
Could be true. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I just, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, either or is, you know, I would support my child to a certain extent. Obviously, that's my own kid, but you know, if it's been 20 plus years of me supporting you, you still haven't figured shit out.
Yeah, like I was saying, man, it just depends when you get in that in that situation. Depends how you feel, and then those are the decisions that will come out. I don't know how to explain it, but
yeah, I'll support.
I never been in that situation, so I can't really you know.
I think by the time you hit 30 as a kid of the parents, I think that's when the cutoff time should be around 30. Because in your 20s, you do fuck up a lot of shit, you know, and you understand. Let's just say 22, you fuck up something 24. You know, you probably fuck up something 27. By the time you reach 30, if you haven't learned from those situations.
No, after 30 minutes, that's it. Bro.
Yeah, if you haven't learned from those situations, to me, I'd be like, you're not learning shit. You got to be put out on the street and figure it out yourself so you can have that hunger, that motivation to do, you know, shit on your own. Because at that point, it's too much, man. So, yeah, we'll see if Dr. Dre ever responds to this. This is what I'm saying. The album's going to be dope because I think he's going to talk about all this shit.
Yeah.
Ex-wife, this. And usually when their back are against the wall like this, the music comes out to be a lot better.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
But she was talking about the SUV that cost $2,300 for 3 weeks. That's like, why would you get a car that's that much? That's the case.
I mean, it's just expensive out there, bro. That's probably what
to get a car like that is the price of their cars are even more expensive in Cali.
I think she said renting it, or I can't remember what.
Yeah, I only paid for 1 week, so they're going to take the car. No, she just said, I don't know.
So apparently maybe somebody's giving her the car, and in 3 days she has to pay. That's crazy because if you're doing what was it, Grubhub?
Whatever,
Or
Uber
DoorDash?
Eats, Grubhub,
Yeah.
DoorDash, all of them.
Yeah, damn, that's probably half her money is going just for the car rent. So damn, that's tough, man.
Yeah.